Hi kids, thank you for joining me today. This is a special week of Thanksgiving in our country, the week of Thanksgiving, and I'm very thankful that I have you in my life and that we have each other and that someday we'll be back at Asbury doing all the fun things that we were doing before. God says that we should be thankful in all times and all circumstances. That means even when bad things happen, we should say thank you to God, knowing that He can turn around something that's bad and make it into something good. So I thank God for this whole pandemic that we're going through, knowing that many people have come to faith in Jesus during this time. Many people have drawn closer to Jesus in this time, and I'm sure God will do other things through it too. Today we're going to be watching the story of Daniel in the lion's den, and that was a bad thing, but God turned it around for good. Watch and see.
The prophet Daniel was living in Babylon when the Medes and Persians took over the land from the Babylonians. Every day Daniel would pray facing toward Jerusalem, where he came from. God made Daniel important in the new King Darius's empire by giving him special abilities. Daniel was able to take care of things for the king, and the king put him in charge of the whole empire. The other governors were jealous of Daniel. They tried to find something wrong with the way that he ruled the empire, but they were frustrated because Daniel was honest and reliable. The only thing we could accuse Daniel of would be something about his God that he worships, they said. So they came up with a plan. Then they went to King Darius and said, "All who rule your empire want you to order that for 30 days no one is allowed to pray to any god except to you. Anyone who breaks this law should be thrown into a pit of lions." King Darius was flattered, and so he signed the law. Now the laws of the Medes and the Persians, once they were signed by the king, could not be changed. When Daniel heard about this law, he went home. He knelt by his open window, as he always did, and prayed to the Lord 3 times a day. Daniel's enemies were watching and waiting for something like this. They ran to the king. "Your Majesty, Daniel does not obey the order you issued. He prays to his own God 3 times a day. Now he must be thrown into the lion's den." The king was greatly upset when he heard this. He tried to find a way out of this mess, but because the laws of the Medes and Persians could not be changed, there was nothing even he could do. So the king reluctantly gave orders for Daniel to be thrown into the lion's den. The king told him, "May your God, whom you serve so loyally, save you." King Darius returned to the palace and spent a sleepless night worrying about Daniel. At dawn, the king got up and hurried to the pit. "Daniel," he cried out, "was the God you serve able to save you from the lions?" Daniel answered, "May your majesty live forever. God sent his angel to shut the mouths of the lions so that they would not hurt me. He did this because I was innocent." The king was overjoyed and gave orders for Daniel to be brought out of the pit. The king knew that Daniel's enemies had tricked him into doing this. So King Darius ordered that those who had accused Daniel should be thrown into the lion's den themselves. The lions pounced on them immediately. Then King Darius wrote to the people of his whole empire, "I command that everyone should fear and respect Daniel's God. He is the living God, and he will rule forever. His kingdom will never be destroyed, and his power will never come to an end. He rescues and performs miracles. He saved Daniel from being killed by the lions." And so God was honored even by this foreign emperor.
Well, I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving day with your family. Even if you just stay at home, a day with the family is a day to give thanks for. Bye-bye.